Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Alain. We're going to talk about the movie Hoppers today. I'm drinking out of Home is Where Your Dog Is. Bunch of dogs on the mug. I'm a dog person. I'm an animal person. And I enjoyed this movie Hoppers. So we're going to talk about that a little bit on today's show. But before we do that, I want to give a little public service announcement. I want people not to be lazy and stupid and dumb when they're driving in winter conditions. A lot of ways you can do that, but I'm going to pick on one way today because I saw it twice yesterday. Now, if you remember yesterday, I said we got dumped on snow in Missoula. We had more snow this weekend than probably all winter. So we finally got a little bit of winter. And it was heavy, wet snow that came down. Very heavy, very wet. I was out shoveling my big driveway with it. Wasn't the best for my wrist or my knee, but I got her done. Now I keep my car, we keep both the cars inside the garage. So I don't have to worry about snow or windshields being frozen and all that stuff. That's why I shoveled the driveway, keep the cars in the garage. So when we back out, clean windshields, no snow on the vehicle. Not everybody has that luxury. I get it. Sometimes your car's parked outside, snow gets piled up on it. Well, do the smart thing and get the snow off of the car before you drive, or you can create dangerous situations for yourself and others. Example, pulled out in the first red light that I had to stop at, heading to Costco yesterday. I'm parked behind a car, and all the wet snow from the roof slid down on their windshield. And it was so wet and heavy, the windshield wipers wouldn't remove it. So now this individual in the passenger side, and we're in the left lane of two lanes. So he opens his door in a lane of traffic. Luckily, there's nobody coming at the moment. Gets out, and he's trying to clean off the window as the light turned green. So he's blocking all of us from going forward. There was nobody in the right lane at the time, so I went around him because I was sort of in a hurry to get to Costco and get some things done. I noticed other people zipping by him, but he created a dangerous situation because they didn't clean off the roof. And I'm thinking that it's like, yeah, people need to be smarter. And I'm going, and a little bit later, I'm heading down Reserve, which is one of the major streets here in Missoula. Speed limit of about 45 in different places. I notice a car behind me, right, as I'm starting to slow down because cars are stopped for a red light. The car behind me starts to slow down, and I look in my mirror, and I see all the snow just cover his windshield. And I see it. They tried to turn his wipers on and they weren't clearing it. So he had all this snow in his windshield and couldn't see. And that car stopped behind me. I'm slowing down to stop at the red light, people. He's getting farther behind me because he stopped. And then I saw him creep over to the side so he could get out and clean off his windshield. Again, depending on where that happens, you can't see. You can create a dangerous situation for yourself, for others, and it's unnecessary. Clean off your car before you're going to drive. Don't be lazy. Don't be stupid. Be safe for yourself and others on the road. That's my public service announcement for driving in the winter. One of many tips that I share at different times to keep people safe on the roads. Now, let's talk about Hoppers. I went and saw that last night. I've always enjoyed animated movies, and this was fun. It was a cute story about a girl who learned to love nature from her grandmother, and then they get this technology where you can hop your brain into a robotic animal so that robotic animal could mix with real animals, and she's trying to get them to do something that will help save a different area of wilderness that was going to be destroyed by the humans and creating their bridge and their roads and their cities and so forth. John Hamm plays the mayor that's leading that crusade to build and build and build and doesn't care about nature. And this and that happen, and there's some cute moments and some funny things, and it's just fun. And so, and it has that positive message about humans and nature can get along, and we can all live on this planet. So, which is a positive, good message that I think all of us need. So I enjoyed the movie. It was sort of funny that I was the only person in the theater, and the theater was packed, that stayed and watched the final scene that was after the credits. And that scene had nothing to do with the movie. You don't need to see it to enjoy the movie, but it was a cute little scene that related to a part of the movie earlier. And it's just sort of funny that, you know, people don't stay and watch the whole thing. I personally like to read credits and notice things, and I like those after movie scenes. And this did have a cute little scene related to the movie, not important for the story, but they did have a scene at the very, very end of all the credits. And I was the only one in the theater that watched that. And I guess I'm rare that I like staying and watching those. But Hoppers was a good movie. A friend of mine, he took his daughter to it, last weekend and told me it was a cute little movie he enjoyed. So I went and saw it too, and I enjoyed it. So that's my take on Hoppers. That was my advice for driving. Clean off your cars if there's snow or ice before you drive to stay safe on the roads for you and others. Want to say good morning to Thad. Appreciate you being here and saying good morning, Thad. Want to say, everyone, go to enjoylifesafely.com. Sign up for the newsletter if you haven't yet. It will be going out tonight. Was working early this morning on some different articles for it and getting that ready to go out tonight. Enjoylifesafely.com. Check out the different resources there. Get on the newsletter list. Make it a spectacular Sunday, and I'll be back to see you tomorrow.